Hey, this is a intro to jit.gl.isf. ISF is a shader format by a company called Vidvox. It's video effects basically that run on your GPU. There's a nice website called editor.isf video. If you go to this website, it will randomly load one of the shaders. You can interact with these shaders. And what is nice is that you can download them and you can run them inside Macs. So let's have a quick look how to do that. In order to run this in Macs, you have to go to the package manager and download ISF by Vidvox. I've already downloaded it. If you haven't installed it, there will be a link up here to download the installer, which will be an application that comes onto your computer. You will download that app, you will install it. You can install it into your applications, and then in the applications you have the ISF editor. To be honest, I didn't even look at this. I don't think you really need it. There's a bunch of examples like this one. I'm just opening random things here. This one here with help patches, but even these aren't super useful. I mean, they can be okay to explore things, but I would recommend that you just go through the website. And I'll show you a quick way of working with jit.gl.isf object. So we can close all this. We just needed to install it. Now let's go into the find section here. So you want to run this in Chrome. I'll show you why. If you do this in Safari, a few things aren't working. Maybe I don't need to show you why. just trust me. Here, for example, I can't use these video files as input. So let's just copy this, go into Chrome, editor ISF video, and here we go. Here I can actually run a video and I can change the parameters. I can also put an LFO on these parameters. For example, this sinusoidal LFO or a sawtooth. Yeah, let's find an effect we kind of like. I think I had this ASCII effect going earlier. So there's a whole bunch of them. You see, it's quite a community. There's different categories. Just browse and explore. This one is nice. You can just do all of that here on the website. You can also upload your own video or image if you want to try that out. You can start automating things to see how this looks once you have moving images in there. All of this just runs in your browser. Well, let's go with this one. Let's say we like this. You download it here. We'll download a file, broken LCD, and here are your shaders. So the shader thing, this programming language that runs on your GPU graphics card, is in here. Let's close this. We go into Max, and the Max object we need is jit.gl.isf, and we want to specify the file we use. The file is going to be this one here. Now we got to give it a path. Well, either this is in the search path of Max and you can just give it the name, or it's not. In this case it's not, it's in my download folder. I'm just going to give it the path, and there's a shortcut to get the path. I do a right click or control click onto the file, and then I hold the option key on my keyboard, and you see I get some extra options here, and I can copy broken LCD FS as a path name. Here, let me show you what this does. I'm going to go back into my object. I paste it in here, and now I got this whole path where the file is located in my file. There's a little problem. It says it can't find the file, broken. That's because there's a space here. Okay. Also, you might have spaces in your file path. So if you have spaces, you need to add quotes. So quote. Here we go. No more errors. Now here's our file. Now let's have a look what this looks like. First we need a video file. I have my videos here. Let's use this one. And this is running on the graphics card. So we need to output the video as a texture and not as a matrix. So you might remember this from previous tutorials. I mentioned it in one of the tutorials. We have to activate this output texture argument or an attribute for the object. Okay, if you do a control click here, you see all the attributes. One of the attributes is output texture. This needs to be activated. And now when I connect this, I have a blue patch cord. If output texture is not activated, I have a green patch cord. Green means the video signal is calculated, treated on the CPU. Blue means the video signal is calculated in the GPU, on the graphics card. And whenever possible, you want to do it on the graphics card because that's much more efficient. And for shaders run on the graphics card, so you don't have the choice. It needs to be on here. All right, next we need a JIT world. We're gonna enable it and connect it. And here we go. That's our shader running. We wanna play the video, loop it, and that's it. Now, what about all these parameters we had here? Remember all of these guys. So we have the names here. So we could actually just use these names. So the way to address a parameter here is by typing param and then the name of the parameter. So here we want flicker level and then $1, the placeholder variable. Okay. So let's connect this here and send in a number. Yeah. That works. Okay. Now, this obviously you can use in a Max for Live device or control it inside Max with audio and start making this audio reactive. Float. Okay. To get the list of all the parameters, we can add a print object here, and there's an outlet, the second outlet that gives parameter information outlet. So let's connect this here, and if we send it the message get param list, this one here, without the $1, I'm going to remove that. So if I send this message, it prints all the different parameters that this specific effect understands. So let's try glitch radius, for example. Here we go. Okay. And again, all of this you want to animate somehow by hand or probably with the audio. Okay, just to wrap this up, let's try another effect. I really wanted to try this ASCII effect. There's so many, I don't know which one to take. I want one where I can change the size. Yeah, cool. Let's take this. So it just has one single parameter called amount. Downloaded it here. I'm going to copy the path name You can optimize that stuff in your patch. Pasting it in here, keeping the quotes. Okay, here it is as ASCII. And let's load a video with more colors. Just because it's pretty. Okay, and now these aren't working anymore because the parameter, as you remember, is amount. And let's put this to full screen. There you go. Go explore all the shaders and connect it to some audio.